Ladies and gentlemen, a very intelligent individual on another YouTube channel that's just really great channel, really wonderful people there, made the following erroneous statement. This is not factual, and I'll explain why.
The Republican Party argue, oh, they put Trump through this unfair investigation, and then they're calling it an illegal investigation. Like, nothing illegal happened in the investigation.
So you can obtain a FISA warrant using the opposition research of a rival candidate that is complete and utter nonsense, that they know is unverified. You can allow a criminal suspect to wipe a server clean, to delete emails, to break, to sledgehammer BlackBerries, to actually obstruct justice, to have a consent agreement with the FBI. Clinton had a consent agreement with the FBI, where the FBI couldn't look at Clinton Foundation emails. But aside from that, that was a cover-up of Clinton. That actually was a cover-up. You can use a Steele Dossier knowing that it's unverified. This is under legal statute 18 U.S. Code 371. This is the same conspiracy statute they tried to use against Trump, in which Mueller completely exonerated him. No collusion, no obstruction. James Comey leaked illegally classified memos. Chuck Grassley wrote that he had to read Comey's memos in a skiff. But let's continue. Let's just listen to this again.
Investigation, and then they're calling it an illegal investigation. Like, nothing illegal happened in the investigation. They just don't like...
Nothing illegal happened, except they utilized the Steele Dossier that was purchased by Hillary Clinton. They framed and set up people throughout the Trump universe without any evidence of wrongdoing. They used information from CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is the third-party entity that looked at DNC servers. CrowdStrike is the third-party entity that the United States trusted to then say, well, we haven't looked at DNC servers. We have no clue if the DNC was hacked. We have no clue. But we're going to blame Russia for hacking the DNC based on a third-party tech firm that, yes, was purchased and outsourced by Hillary Clinton. You cannot, this is highly illegal, you cannot dupe or deceive or lie to a FISA judge, which is what they did. They did not explain to any of the FISA judges that the Steele Dossier was purchased by Hillary Clinton, outsourced by Hillary Clinton. Furthermore, you're talking about campaign finance violations, all the money that, who knows if the money went to Bernie and then used to purchase the Steele Dossier, but she funneled money through her law firm to purchase the Steele Dossier. If this wonderful human being was looking at an investigation into Hillary Clinton from a dossier purchased by Trump, she would then almost certainly say it was very highly illegal. You cannot investigate an American citizen utilizing the FISA statutes by deceiving a judge. The judge did not know, or absolutely was not told, that the Steele Dossier was purchased by Clinton. Furthermore, Peter Strzok, we already know, stated, we'll stop Trump in a text. If the reverse were true, we'll stop Clinton. Well, then there you go. Devin Nunes is 100% right to want to investigate, or no, to issue criminal referrals. So Devin Nunes submitting criminal referrals against FBI, DOJ over Russia probe. He's 100% right. He is 100% right. Representative Devin Nunes, Republican California, said Thursday that he's ready to submit criminal referrals to the Justice Department and accuse the FBI and DOJ of making false claims while investigating alleged Trump-Russia collusion during the 2016 election. The FBI and DOJ falsely claimed that this investigation didn't begin until late July. We know for certain that's not true. We're still trying to get to the bottom of that. Of course, there's still documents that need to come out. Of course, they're now drafting a criminal referral. Of course, it is a crime to set up and frame an American citizen. It is a crime to purchase your own investigation. This falls under the conspiracy statutes they tried to get Trump on. The conspiracy statutes are very broad and vague. So, the Steele Dossier is at the heart of all of this. It is illegal to use a Steele Dossier to spy on American citizens, especially if it's completely unverified. If the DOJ lets the FBI know it's unverified, it's also unethical / illegal to say that, well, we were spying on President Trump and we were investigating President Trump because people around him were colluding with the Russian government. Why didn't you let Trump know that the way that Dianne Feinstein knew? They told Dianne Feinstein that Clinton, she had a spy close to her for decades and that they were finally investigating. You had Peter Strzok, Andrew McCabe, who's under criminal investigation right now. So that's yet another. That's hilarious. We have Andrew McCabe and James Baker, who are under criminal investigation, grand jury investigation for leaking. But let's listen to this again.
In the investigation, they just don't like the fact that Trump was. Nothing illegal happened in the investigation.
Everything illegal happened. Every single thing that could possibly happen that's illegal. Everything illegal happened. That's why it's all going down. You had a FISA application that was purchased by Clinton, utilized to create an overarching investigation based on no predicate crime. You had evidence that not only people were biased, but people wanted to take down Trump. You had Andrew McCabe leaking information to the press. He's under criminal investigation. You have James Comey even, who then leaked classified memos to create a special counsel that for 2 years tormented the president. Not that anyone on the left, especially on that channel, cares. Then the same people that cheated Bernie Sanders, the same people that said, well, you know what, it's a fair and neutral primary, and donation's a donation, okay? We don't have to get into that. The same people that cheated Bernie Sanders were $200 million siphoned in the DNC fraud lawsuit that Jared Beck, Nico House, and Elizabeth Beck championed. Exposed the DNC stating, oh, well, we can just pick our politicians, our nominee in back rooms like they did in yesteryear. We can lie to millions of people, which is what they did. Then they blamed Russia. The NSA is only moderately confident. So they cheated Bernie, then they blamed Russia for cheating them. The NSA is moderately confident. The FBI and CIA are highly confident. You have Strzok text messages that show that there was a cover-up and a fabrication. You had a Mueller team that was only started because of Comey's classified memos. That's illegal. Those are Espionage Act statutes right there. We can go on forever. This was highly illegal. It was a conspiracy, the definition of such, the definition of people conspiring to take down President Trump without a shred of evidence. There was no evidence. They purchased evidence from the Steele Dossier and CrowdStrike. You had a DOJ official's wife working at Fusion GPS. You had Glenn Simpson meeting before and after with Natalia Veselnitskaya. So the Trump Jr. meeting, they say, oh, it's collusion, it's collusion. No. Natalia Veselnitskaya was allowed into the country by Attorney General Loretta Lynch, who met with Bill Clinton to speak about golf, Brexit, and grandchildren. And by the way, Bill Clinton also met with Vladimir Putin at his home. But you cannot start an investigation knowing that the evidence you're using is not only unverified and a bunch of nonsense and fake news, but also knowing that you're deliberately not telling the FISA judge. So when Carter Page was investigated, and the timeline also, they're lying about the timeline. They received this Steele Dossier before the election, and then they capitalized upon it to create this overarching investigation where they spied and wiretapped everyone, and they still couldn't find evidence. And then when the IG report stated that James Comey was insubordinate numerous times and that he broke protocol and that he was just a horrible, horrible FBI director, Trump fired him. And then they said, well, you can't fire somebody who's completely insubordinate and unethical, so we're going to start a special counsel. Sorry, doesn't work that way. It's completely illegal to purchase a dossier and then begin a $30-40 million investigation that lasts 2 years after you found nothing to begin with. And the DOJ notified the FBI and said, hey, you probably shouldn't use the Steele Dossier. CrowdStrike also shouldn't have been used because they gave images to the United States government, and the United States government never looked at DNC servers. There was no crime that was committed. It is also illegal to investigate when you've already determined that no crime was committed. Then you're just harassing, and that goes under the statute 18 U.S. Code 371. Then you're just utilizing the United States government as an extension of the Democratic Party. So these are my initial, literally heard this clip and then said, oh my God, I have to just, but I haven't even thought this out. I mean, that's I have thought it out, obviously. I talk about it every single day, but this is my initial reaction. I'm probably overlooking a million other illegal acts. You cannot use a document purchased by someone's political rival, knowing that it's false and fake, to initiate an investigation and to deceive FISA judges, which is what took place. That's categorically illegal. Categorically. That has never been done before. Usually there's evidence of a specific crime. So you have James Comey. So let's real quick. Let's listen to this one last time.
Nothing illegal happened in the investigation.
Okay, if nothing illegal happened, why is James Baker, the top FBI legal counsel who agreed with me that the indictments were imminent, who wanted to indict Hillary Clinton, why is he under criminal investigation? Look it up. Why is who else? Andrew McCabe under grand jury criminal investigation. Why was Peter Strzok fired? If there's nothing criminal, okay, why are 2 FBI agents, the top 2, one the top legal counsel and Andrew McCabe, the deputy attorney general, under criminal investigation right now? Why did James Comey leak classified memos and then lie under oath? But ultimately, they started an investigation that falls under the conspiracy statutes they tried to get Trump. It's 18 U.S. Code 371. That's just one statute that they broke, overtly. The whole thing was a criminal fabrication. This is the definition of criminal. The notion that James Comey and Andrew McCabe, who's under criminal investigation, and James Baker, who's under criminal investigation right now, and Peter Strzok, who said we'll stop Trump, and then talked about an insurance policy. The absurd, nonsensical, irrational, hilarious, comical notion that this is not a criminal endeavor could only be uttered by people who just love the Democratic Party. This is the definition of illegal conduct. And I give you the statute, and I gave you the initial, the categorical illegal act. If you lie to a FISA judge with intent, which is what they did. So when Devin Nunes 2 years ago said, "Hey, wait a second," they didn't let the FISA judge know that Clinton was behind the dossier. They also didn't explain that the dossier was completely unverified. They also didn't explain that CrowdStrike is the only entity to look at DNC servers. The United States didn't look at DNC servers. It is illegal to fabricate an investigation. There was no legitimate concern. You're talking about Facebook ads, and you're also talking about, if you care about Russian contacts, Bill Clinton met with Vladimir Putin, and President Obama failed to veto the sale of 20% of U.S. uranium capacity. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have this. Let's listen to this again. This is awesome. They're upset that Devin Nunes wants to round up Trump's enemies. Good. Good. He needs to round them up, indict them, charge them with crimes under 18 U.S. Code 371. That is the statute where people conspire against the United States government. Utilized in Watergate. They tried to utilize it also during the Contra scandal under Reagan. They tried to level that against Trump. This was a wide-ranging plot endeavor to take down an elected president. Utilizing evidence purchased by Clinton. Very highly illegal. Especially when you lie to judges. Especially when you conduct investigations knowing there's nothing there. Peter Strzok also stated there's nothing there. Peter Strzok documented everything. And the IG stated that Andrew McCabe lied under oath with intent to lie, but also that Peter Strzok did have bias. Then they said the prosecutorial decisions were not biased. And Hillary Clinton transferred top secret and special access program intelligence outside of the United States government, and they failed to do anything about that. But all of this was a fabricated setup after a cover-up. The whole thing was criminal from the start. This is the definition of criminality. The definition. Just like when they cheated Bernie Sanders' definition of corruption, and then he took a dive, and then he promoted the same Russian hacking myth that actually implicated him and Jill Stein. So that's the type of guy Bernie Sanders is. Not mentioning that, oh, by the way, $200 million was taken from his voters. Devin Nunes is 100% right. Criminal referrals. And when the indictments hit, watch this channel, ladies and gentlemen, and then watch the reaction from other channels. I'll be vindicated. I was vindicated in 2016. I've been vindicated every single day since. And when they lose in 2020, oh my God, it is going to be hilarious. Because they don't have... The Mueller report has stated no collusion. Why? Because there was never any evidence of collusion. It was an investigation without a crime. That's also an example of 18 U.S. Code 371. You can't have an investigation without a crime. Simply saying that we don't like his foreign policy. What happened to the 80s want their foreign policy back? Simply saying that... what happened to, I don't know, 20% of U.S. uranium capacity being sold to Putin? Oh, I'm sorry. The sale not being vetoed. So Snopes won't take exception to that. Obama did not veto a sale. Miraculously and coincidentally, money flowed into the Clinton Foundation amid all of that. Devin Nunes is the man. He should be respected and supported by every citizen in this country. Because otherwise we'll have more dossiers. And do you want a dossier used against Democrats? So for the people who are watching and say, oh my God, do you want a dossier used? Do you want just suspicion and innuendo and the possibility of something without any hard evidence, without any criminal act committed, being used to investigate just because a dossier was a compilation of gossip and hearsay was purchased by a political rival? I don't think so. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. I had to do this segment. I saw this. Thank you so very, very much. The definition of criminal behavior. And you're going to get the big payback like James Brown. Thank you.